So, are Canadian airports and airlines equipped to meet the demand for travel this December? And how will the federal government ensure a smooth holiday travel season? Joining me now is Transport Minister Omar Alghabra. Good morning, Minister. It's good to see you as usual. I want to ask you about airports. You know, we're nearing that time of year when Canadians are going to want to travel, go back home. You met with all these stakeholders. What was your message to them? Was it, you better get it right this time or else?
Yes, good morning, Joyce. It's good to be back with you on your show. Look, you're right. I held a summit last week with airports, airlines, and other organizations that are involved in the airline sector. And we really needed to focus on lessons learned from this last summer. As you recall, last summer we had incredible delays and cancellations that were unacceptable for passengers. And while at the time we worked together to address some of these delays, but it was really important to bring everyone together and say, okay, what lessons have we learned and how can we make sure that it never happens again?
Okay, let me be more specific. Airlines probably know already what kind of bookings they're getting, what kind of traffic they will be expecting. You know, tickets being so expensive in Canada, people tend to book way ahead of time. What kind of traffic are you expecting, and are you ready for it?
Yeah, so that is the question that I posed to airlines, to airports, to other organizations, and I'll tell you, you asked about concrete things. So for example, you just talked about a key point of the discussion. Airlines have information. They should share more of that information with their key partners, with airports, with CATSA, with other stakeholders that depend on it. One of the key elements that we discovered is that there's a gap in the information available or shared among the industry. So that's one element that we're taking action on. We want to make sure that more information is digitized and shared across stakeholders.
Okay, so I'm sorry, I'm going to interrupt you. So airlines have that information and they are not sharing that information so that the other stakeholders in an airport are not ready, don't know what kind of traffic they're going to be getting?
No, so, okay, let's be clear. Some information is shared, some information is not shared. Yeah. We want to have more information shared. So airlines do share their forecast of volume, but there's a need for sharing more of their operation performance, on-time performance, delays, cancellation, labor availability. The same for CATSA, the same for NAV Canada, the same for airports. There is a need for more information sharing across different parties in the sector that currently is not happening enough.
Okay, so you had a conversation a few days ago with these people when we all saw what happened this summer. Okay, we understand that was after COVID, people were coming, there was a mess with the passport offices. Are we going to see the kind of lineups when we know that people are going to be traveling now that there are no more restrictions, and you don't really have an answer. You don't really know if these stakeholders, if airports, travel, airlines, CATSA, and all the others are ready for this?
First, Joyce, I want to add, in addition to the idea of sharing and digitizing more information, we talked about modernizing how we screen passengers, security screening. There's now a desire and an action plan to modernize the security screening process. There's also a desire to review our passenger protection regulation. So we want to make sure that there's strengthening to those measures. So we talked about other things than just sharing information. To answer your point, look, Christmas is one of the busiest time of the year. And can I say that there won't be any lineup? Because it is going to be one of the busiest time of the year, I expect there will be some lineups. But what I want to make sure that it never happens again is these unacceptable delays that we saw last summer of cancellation, of frustration, of luggage loss. So we are going to do everything we can in government to continue to encourage and pressure and work with our industry partners to make sure that they're ready and that we're doing everything properly according to the forecasted volume that expected. Of course, you know, let's be honest, it's going to be busy. There could be weather, unexpected weather, snowstorms, but notwithstanding all of that, the organizations need to be prepared and ready for that busy season.
Let me ask about staffing. Do you think that there will be enough staff for the airlines, at the airports, agents, security, the works? Do you think that you have enough people to deal with the kind of traffic you're expecting?
Yes, I've been asking airlines and airports, CATSA and NAV Canada, to make sure that they have the proper level of staffing. I am being reassured regularly that staffing levels are where they need to be. I keep an eye on it regularly, as I said, so I feel confident. Joyce, I want to reassure you and your viewers, everyone should know that there's an intense focus by everyone that the sector is ready for the Christmas rush. I want people to feel confident. This is the first Christmas in a couple of years where we don't have travel restrictions. I know many people want to visit their loved ones. I want them to feel confident. We are doing everything we can in government and across the sector to be ready for this Christmas season.
Transport Minister Omar Alghabra, thanks for spending the time with us this morning.
Thank you, Joyce.